Hello, God bless. This is Daniel Maxima with a very long vlog. It's been a long time actually since I made a vlog on Instagram, ever since I transitioned into YouTube. So, anyways, I wanted to share my thoughts on what's been happening these past couple of days with the rioting and virtue signaling and the monotony of social justice entrenching itself onto every living thing, and of course the lawlessness and the anarchy and whatever the evilness, whatever you want to call it, that goes along with it. I just wanted to share my thoughts on all of that. So as you guys have seen, Floyd has been the talk of the hour and the officer who took the action and for 9 minutes and put his knee on top of him and killed him. And the nation, it shook the nation, actually took the nation by storm. And so what are my thoughts on all of this that's happening, the reaction, the rioting, everything? What's my reaction is, first of all, I don't want you guys to take this the wrong way, but I have no obligation to believe the mainstream media. They have proven time after time that they can't be trusted, that they are the enemy of the people. So therefore I don't buy what happened to Floyd. For me to believe that, they have to open the casket, the $800,000 casket, and I have to take his pulse to see if he's living or not. I don't believe it. The reason why I don't believe it is because get this, the system was responsive. The mayor condemned it. The guy was fired and charged, and the incident had nothing to do with a gun. It has to do with the knee on someone's neck. So I don't see the reasoning behind the protest. There's no reason for the protest. There's no reason for why people should be rioting, or there's no reason for the banning of guns or attacking the police in a way that, because of one policeman, all policemen are now considered a danger to society. So I find that very sketchy, because thing is that during the rioting there were black cops, Hispanic cops, white cops attacked, and they were attacked by people with guns, rocks, crowbars, you name it, they had it. And at the end of the day, the system was responsive. The mayor was crying like a little girl. I was gonna say something derogatory, but like a little girl, which on his knees, and which to me is fake, because that wasn't your cousin. But let's pretend that you cared. And the rioting, we're still in COVID-19 pandemic lockdown, sort of, phase 4, sort of. Things were opening up, and now all the people are gathered protesting what little the civilians had, because this happened in democratic neighborhoods, New Jersey, New York, Minneapolis. This happened in a place where people are barely hanging on to the essential stores that are open, and there was vandalism, there was arson, there was break-ins. It was terrible, and the victims were black civilians who were trying to passively protest but the Antifa, the communist anarchists, took over that march and made it look like the black people were the ones pushing it, when in reality it was the communist anarchists who were pushing it, who to my knowledge, they had to be paid to be this kind of a centenary, because it's very advantageous that we went from everybody staying inside to you have to be outside to protest, and it's militarism or fascism to stop the protesting from happening. Then you find that a little bit ironic. So, and they're pushing, and if you notice this, like, these people are coming after defenseless people. They're coming after people who don't own guns, who depend on the police for self-preservation, really. And they're coming after the people. They took over the Boy Scouts. They took over the military. Now they're compromising the police. What's left? Self-defense. So I'm not usually a person who encourages gun ownership. I would rather you learn martial arts so you can become the weapon. But eventually you're gonna have to get a gun to protect yourself, because from the anarchy that's ensuing in the world is just baffling. And the people who are now the people who are taking power now are doing so because the people are giving them access to take the power away from them. And this is where the Floyd incident comes in. The only reason why people are upset about this is because they're projecting their negative experiences with police, or someone who had a negative experience with police, or a history of run-ins with the cops, and projecting that into that situation and getting upset about it. And rather than channeling their emotions for the positive, they're channeling for the negatives. Because this is the things that people won't tell you. Like, for example, the FBI stats, they show who is the ones who are responsible for the highest, crime stats. They're just making excuses, and they're using this guy as a catalyst for a possibly totalitarian, government that is in the future, maybe a couple of years away, maybe next year, 2021. You never know with these people. They're quick. I never expected them to do this so quickly. They were gonna do it. I just never knew that they were gonna do it this way and so fast. And the people, as always, are asleep and being, ignorant. And as for the protesting that happened, whether you took part in it passively or not, there was no reasoning for you to be there protesting anything, because at the end of the day, the system was responsive. And that being involved in a protest that had no significance whatsoever, or was this disastrous, and it gives out a massive bad impression. If anybody who took part in Black Lives Matter, which has been proven to be a false movement that doesn't care about blacks, they don't care about police brutality. These people haven't even gotten over slavery in the past. I mean, you can tell these people that slavery has been part of every culture. You can tell them that slavery was first abolished by white people, but while other cultures prolonged their slavery and was much longer and harsher. And you also tell these people that there was the Underground Railroad, existed. So not all white people are like that. You tell these black people that there's some people who are racist because they were bullied. I mean, have you ever been the only black person in an all white neighborhood or Hispanic neighborhood? Or you've been the only white person in an all black neighborhood or an all Hispanic neighborhood? Or you've been the only Muslim in an all white neighborhood or an all black neighborhood and you've been bullied? Some people take that racism as a defense mechanism, but that's never been addressed. So you explain all of this to these people, and you also explain the reasoning before with racial profiling, which is primarily used so that you can stop a crime from happening or someone from being hurt. So this is why racial profiling exists. Another thing I wanted to address is that they're coming after cartoons of cops or guns. So, but they don't go after pornography. They don't go after witchcraft movies. They don't go after Holocaust movies that are fake. They don't go after the real harmful stuff like the Michael Myers or the Jason Voorhees movies or the Exorcist movies. Like, they don't go after that stuff, but they do go after the kindergarten stuff that kids don't even think about racism, because it's not in them. It's not, I think, up to junior high. It's not until junior high that kids start thinking about these things, but it's because of academia. It's because of movies and Netflix shows that pushes this agenda onto them. But those things are never going to be addressed. So you explain all this to these people, and they're not going to care. And that's just what it is, not caring. And what political messaging are you sending? What narrative are you what are these people like? Is segregation? When has segregation? When has giving your rights away? When has vandalism and taking part of anarchist philosophy has ever become unionship? Or when? Like, I want an explanation for that. When has any of that been synonymous with getting along with each other or finding a diplomatic solution? When? You tell me. This is unbelievable, and biblical too. Like, where the whole world is starting with the United States, the whole world's becoming an insane asylum, and eventually you're gonna wake up the hard way or the easy way, but you're gonna wake up. But when it happens, God forbids that it's too late. Because when it's too late, there's nothing that can be done to reverse it until the ultimate revelation happens. So I have no respect for people who take part in Black Lives Matter. I have no respect for people who take part in feminism. I have no respect for Antifa. They are demons straight from hell. There's a old saying from William Shakespeare that hell's empty, the devils are all here. Yeah, that's how I view all these movements. Like, they're the people that your parents warned you about. They're the people that are just demon possessed, or they don't know that they're demon possessed, but that's what's behind something that has no scientific explanation. That's them, the evil assholes that push, like, emotionally manipulate the people, the masses, into doing things that they never would ever take part in if they had common sense. If they weren't out there, like, your emotions in the wrong place. Like, my goodness, for God's sakes, like this, like in the middle of a pandemic that I don't even believe in, but let's pretend that there's people who do believe in it, and who are just eager to get out of this and start over with their lives. And now this is possibly going to cause another shutdown, and it's going to worsen the situation, because now that the people who have been affected by it have to go through another lockdown, and now the essential store and their housings are crumbled down. Like, so my God, man, may God have mercy on today's society, and may people start waking up to the reality that you guys are just getting played. And evil has no politics, no race, no gender, nothing. Evil is an invisible snake that causes small groups to divide into smaller groups so it can be easier for them to attack. And why you guys are pointing your fingers, asking yourselves which group is causing the problem, evil's winning. Evil's winning. It's gonna lose actually, but it's winning. But you guys are allowing it to win when you guys are the ones with the power to stop it. So, I don't know what else I can say. I feel like I'm going in circles with this. Like, I really feel like I am. And I'm a law student, so to see lawlessness unfold, to see this, I feel bad. I really do. I feel bad. I feel bad because I know cops. I know, I'm aware of security. I'm aware of the government. How they operate and what is the reason why they do what they do. But we're in lawlessness. Apparently, words means nothing. People are just, all over the place. There's no order. There's nothing. Like you're really in a nihilistic, lawlessness, vile society that is escalating towards it's only going to increase until it becomes total. Like we're literally at that point almost. Like it's going to increase until people will just become rotten to the core, if they haven't already. I mean, look what happened with the Supreme Court. I mean, so this is my entire take on all of this train wreck. And may God have mercy on all that is happening, because it's just incendiary. It's just anarchy, and all of that is gonna get the attention of God. And can't believe we're in there already. Like, but it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. So God bless, and I'll see you guys very soon. Bye bye.